I tucked in my chain. Like, you gotta understand this. Was my third, like, where are these babies? Where are we connected to? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing that this knowledge is not respected in your home? That they're not attracted to come here? To me, that is the key to moving our nation forward. Because of that oldest relativity that Allah gave, He specifically gave instructions to let our seeds or our babies unite with their babies and let them build to change the world. From log cabins to skyscrapers. Skyscrapers is done now. Now we have flying cars and all kind of things that we haven't seen yet, but in certain societies, it's there. The technology's in there. If you know about Elon Musk, if you know about a bunch of other dudes, I don't know about too many of them, but the world is moving forward, with or without you. And I don't know if you know, it's all praise due to Allah that it is happening. There ain't no separate God for them either. There's only one God, and His name is Allah. There's one God of gods. There's one Lord of lords. There's a best knower in every site. We got to stop ego tripping and understand the supreme equality that this was founded in. Brothers, when I came around, brothers had different lessons. Brothers had different orders of things. They did that on their own time. Got in each other's bug, whatever they did, you know what I'm saying? Like, but when it came to the business, when it was front line, they were united, a united front. No matter what we did when we were behind closed doors as brothers and siblings. But when we were out here in the streets, it was like never lying. It wasn't a joke. They didn't have time to be in the streets bickering about how to spell a word. Now it's on Facebook for the world to see brothers arguing about dumb stuff. No unification is being taught. So these are the things that, to me, in regards to the agenda that Born Justice gave me, are paramount to the future of our nation. Our unification and the children. The third thing he mentioned was for brothers to bring up their ideas of how they see our nation moving forward, and that's what I'm doing right now. But this is where the mindset is supposed to be on all of us when we come to these cycles. That's what the Parliament is about. Building about our future and also bringing resources. That's part of what Allah did. He had people from the community that have resources come and tell our babies and tell us, yo, we got jobs over here, we got food training over here, there's apartments over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what a community does. If we don't secure resources for each other, then that's what we're here, looking to build money, to do things on our own. But the money's already there. The money's already given, just like the Lord was speaking. How many people got that same 99 yearly lease that we got at that school? You know how many other people got that in Harlem? I know about at least 2 other people that got it. Some of them, like the Abyssinian Church, they own half of all of them from that $1.99 yearly lease. And that's what they're waiting for, like he said. They're just waiting for a proposal. Like the money's here, Allah already ordained it. You good. You just got to make up your mind and act right. You do whatever you want. And it's simple like that. You just got to teach. So now moving right along, one of the things that I want to add on to the calendar that Born Justice mentioned, December is Medina's anniversary. We don't make it a big function, but those of us from Medina do like to dress up a little bit, and we like to come up and drop some of our history up in December. But I just like to
right. Step out with that.
If we can have food, you know, we can have a DJ, whatever we can do, we do. Although it's nothing crazy, right? Because in all reality, we have no birthright. Knowledge is infinite. Allah's God always has and always will be. But we pay homage to what happened in those early days of this nation. Moving right along, I also would like to speak about the Son of Man. A few brothers that Jaqui mentioned in the letter that he left with to be read at his funeral. An Asiatic ruler, myself, we've been working on making sure that it stays abreast. One of the things that we do is that we take articles from brothers and sisters. A couple of the things, especially the young, that I'm looking for is current events. Because current events is, you know what time it is. That's equivalent to, you know, what's today's mathematics. Like the young brother said. It's up to us to teach the young what's going on in the world, the realities of the world, not how things are presented. Something as simple like what I wrote about this month in the Son of Man, as September meaning the 7th month, right? But now it's the 9th month. So knowing the history of the calendar, from the Roman calendar to the Gregorian calendar, certain things changed. That's how we got where we're at. But little simple sciences like that, because we have to understand that as things are presented, we can't accept them on face value, not us. Everybody else can just be running Johnny Go Lately and go give up their money to the Devil Society for whatever event is going on because they say so, because it's on the social media, because it's on the TV commercial. No, we have to be aware what's for us and what's not for us, because that's how you maintain your priorities straight. If you fly by night, go any which way the wind blows, your life is going to be in shambles. You got to be able to stay focused and concentrate your mind. That's why becoming the Son of Man, there's a man in meditation position. Because when I was coming up, I was taught, be still and be God. Just be still. A man's character is known by what he does when he's by himself. Right? When he's there, everybody watching. But we also know a man's character is also divulged like a diamond when you apply pressure. And that's why we had the hot seat. When things get rough, the bust pipe. Some people don't listen. Some people have to value. It's just simple like that. But some brothers get diamond status. And that's what Supreme Mathematics does for us, that you have an order operation, that's what meditation does. Breath work. It helps you stay cool. It helps you keep your mind. When I was young, we didn't speak about meditation that much. I was taught more just called the lesson. So no matter what I was going through, when I needed to calm myself down in my head, I'm on my lesson, and the outside world is looking at me, and I was cool and calm. You know what I'm saying? And that's the science of it, though. You got to be cool, calm, and collected and travel through this world and show and prove who you are. Keep your mind right so you can make good decisions. Because your decisions is going to really show and prove who you are. If you make bad decisions, then you're a bad seed. I'm sorry to tell you. I don't care if you're black, brown, yellow, white, green, yellow. That's the reality of it. So be in the book of good equality, you got to make your decision. There's no other way about it. And if you can't keep your mind right, if you buckle up under pressure, who knows what you're going to do? You got to have a determined idea. You got to prepare yourself. And that's what I'm talking about, these little exercises that help you prepare yourself. For a lot of y'all, this is all crack, because a lot of y'all been here way before me. But for the ones that are young and are just learning, these are the keys and things that I was given from this master as I was coming up. And it's very important for y'all to understand that it's easy to get caught up in the world and you be out there messed up, 60 years old with nowhere to live. Finding a way to finish paying your rent. It's easy, you blink an eye, and you'll be there. Because life is going to keep on ticking, and you can live in your brain. You can be caught up in your own thoughts, and life is going on. This is a reality. This is not a joke. So whoever's really with it, please focus that energy on the youth and on yourself. Prepare yourself so that you can be there for the youth, particularly those that came out of your loins. Because those will connect you to the rest of the world, and you won't be the weirdo in the park trying to talk to somebody else. There is a bridge. There is a way. Because the law will be. But when you try to make up your own plan and your own strategy, I don't know, you're gambling. There's no need to do that. This was already ordained. This was already predicted. This is what it is. When we talk about 24, we know. Approximately 25, baby. It's wisdom power. Ain't no mystery. It's already been given. This is prescribed. Civilized man is already, life is already prescribed. Because there's laws to this. I'm going to let that go on this note and say peace. Yes, sir. Peace, God. Peace.
Today's mathematics and wisdom culture. The way I see that is taking what you know, putting it into action, and so forth, and showing people what this culture is really about. at age degree in 1 through 4 years, what was his idea of making devil? It was predicted him 8,020 years before he was born. So he was born with a determined idea to make the nation of people rule earth for 6,000 years. Now, that was his idea of making devil. We don't make devil. Because we know in order to make devil, you got to start grabbing from the original man. We got to talk about uniting seeds and bring them all together, the black and brown and the yellow. Elaborate on that. In the year 2020, me and my other brothers, God University, Mighty, P Almighty, Salim, and God, Knowledge God from Now Just, came up with a determined idea to make the 5% revolt. After being consistent with that, I don't know if a lot of you have social media, but within this last year, let's say spring into summer, about the region of the 5%, you have seen a lot more events going on with the babies, more than I've ever seen within my 12 years, going on 13 years of passing out and stuff. And I'm not just talking about it now, why? I'm talking about the upper regions. So, these brothers are constantly building on our culture to bring forth the proper equality. The same way they talk about in the 24th degree, how they had predicted for him, how they were building on that culture years before he was born. So by the time he came out that room, he already knew how to make devil and have the right idea. Now, we continue to do what we are doing and keep building on this culture. We're going to have a lot more young brothers like the one that came up here earlier who already had a determined idea and knew how to build already. That's what we are supposed to be doing each and every day, each and every way. Now, it is starting to become more and more popular, like I said, I'm reading that they are doing stuff. So like the God said, get yourself ready, get yourself prepared, because I don't care how long you've been in this nation, it does not mean that you can stop people at a certain point. You're going to start having younger brothers and sisters coming up here asking y'all questions that need to be paid for answers, because that's how y'all have to show them who y'all are, and they'll learn from that to show them who to the world who they are. So what I ask for y'all to do is keep getting out there. If you're not start doing it, come to you. I don't care if it's just saying peace. That peace is going to turn into a conversation one day, because young people is going to ask you, why do you keep telling me peace? And that's when it's your time to teach. Whether it's something little, whether it's something big, they're going to take away something from it, because there's nothing but devilishment going out here in this world. So that little spark of light of positivity is going to catch somebody. We know we say we're supposed to teach 10, but we know it's so taught that you only need one. That one is going to go out there and give his friends, and they're going to bring it back to you, and that's how this thing continues. That's how we all got here in the first place. This is not an accident. It's not a mistake. Y'all all took the time to study this knowledge and to get it and build yourself up for what? Not to sit in this auditorium every last Sunday, but to go out there and teach. So you got that and do your duty as a civilized person. Since I got knowledge and stuff, I don't have a job. Now, when it comes to people saying their job is good, your job is that. A job is an occupation that you get paid for. I have a duty to this world. I don't get paid for it. I do that because I want to, because I love it. That's my duty to the uncivilized people. So y'all have to realize and understand what y'all's duty is and get out there and do it. And y'all know y'all heard this all before, but how many actually did it after y'all got out of here? If that was the case, we'd have a lot more people in here. I'm going to leave y'all with this. A great man once told me, his name was Father Bouchard. He said, you come to these parliaments to get energized. So you take what you get out of here, you're supposed to go out there and teach it. The same way whether you got taught by I told you something when you go out there and teach it. You're going to get somebody here, go out there and teach it. But if you get it from me, somebody younger, somebody older, do what you have to do is do your duty as a civilized person. It does sound easy, but a lot of us make it hard. Peace.
Peace. All right, peace, God.
All right, peace. So we collected $231.61. That means, you said collected the other 300 and some change, so we can have the parliament here next month. So I'm gonna let you know when we collect it.
All right, peace. Just to keep the business going, I'm encouraged by the last couple of speakers here, man, to tell you the truth. Right? How many know what was the purpose of last UN General Assembly on the 17th and 18th of this month? How many know? Well, what was it, God? What was the purpose of that assembly? For everybody in New York to attend. goals for Agenda 21. And now they're going full speed ahead with their agenda. And I don't know how many are up on what the sustainable development goals are for the so-called fourth industrial revolution that is changing the whole structure of this society, economically, socially, because I say socially because they're allowing all kinds of folks to have a leg up more than you. The transgenders, it seems, and others, man, have more rights than you have. Where our economic situation as a people in this land has not moved 1 iota past 1.5% since the 1930s. Right? I'm saying this because it is important that you know the time and what we're in and what is going on. Because members do not realize that if people have plans, man, for not only for Agenda 2020, for Agenda 21, there's Agenda 2030, Agenda 2050, but the whole society is going to change. You know, the big thing in the schools now is to educate our children in STEM. All right? This is being done by those technocrats that are ruling this country now. You see everything changing. Right? I had real key on this morning about the robots that they put in the transit system now. Right? There are drones flying everywhere. All right? Artificial intelligence is off the hook. You know? There's the capabilities with your cell phone to do a whole lot of things. You know, but some of us have got to catch up. Right? If we want to be a part of that. You know, we desire so much to be free and independent, but how are we going to achieve that? You know, we have yet to come forward with a plan because our people have money. They do have money. It's just that we have not figured out a way where we can pool our resources together and to achieve certain things. You know, many of us are in the fourth quarter, the third or the fourth quarter. We're not going to be long here in the physical, man. But we've got to set a standard for those men that are going to be coming to take our place. And right now, man, you know, I'm not going to think, man, that we are not going to win because I know a lot of the best is landing. You know, and I know that these are the last days which is never civilization. But a whole lot of our folks, especially young folk, are being put to the task and they're being brought under. You know, the jailhouses is full. You know what I'm saying? The whole structure of families have changed. You know what I'm saying? Where it seems as though our children no longer have over here to our instruction. Even some of those other fathers, and you heard God mentioned before, when they reach a certain age, they go their way. Because something about this is not easy to keep them in. I just want you to think very clearly, man, about the time we're in and where we are going. If you don't know what's going on, find out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? If you think that money that we're so used to having, this forward cash and all that, is going to remain, then you shall live state. Because they're going to digitize this currency just like everything in China is digitized. I'm saying it to you, and not as a warning, but as a message, man, to bring forth some clarity that these months study. But to talk about teaching, what are you teaching? What are you teaching? Yaku has determined ideas. If you actually think Yaku is a physical man, then you better start thinking again. Yaku is not a man, but man himself.
There you go.
Not a man, but man himself.
Thank you.
It's the thinking of these people that are dead set against you. Because our success means dead defeat. And they're not about to give it up without a fight. You got to be prepared to fight with your intelligence, which we say is supreme. I know it's supreme. Intelligence is information. 85% don't know what you know. Sure, they may have access to all these things you might see or witness in the movies on TV everywhere. You know, driving down the street with Rolls Royces and Teslas and all this shit, man, you know, you can get it too. No one here is denying a man instruction. Just don't be 10% with it. But we've got to think about the future. We've got to think about it. And the future is incumbent upon the young men to put in a position where they can achieve what we were unable to achieve. We got to put them in that position, because I say it all the time. The only way we're going to defeat these devils is by having our children unseat them from their seats of power. Allow us to make this country strong. Right now, it's haywire. Haywire. You know, someone said, I think it was now, said that hip-hop is dead. Hip-hop is the original form. What is that? That's ours. It affected the whole world. It united the world. Right now, this knowledge is infecting the whole world, who we are. We got a region 10 and 11. Central and South America. We have this region. A lot of night, myself, a lot Shaw, and some others man here, we're in North Carolina last week. They're a clean thing. You know what I'm saying? They're strong in that regard, because this is young people, man, doing what they see they have to do, man, in order to secure something for themselves, the freedom and independence, self-government, self-rule, our own economics. But what is it based on? And I think about this all the time, man, you know? Sometimes I think that independence might have been absorbed. You know, I find myself being much better at writing now than speaking, because there's a whole lot up in here. But I gotta keep it simple, and I gotta be able to explain to my people exactly what I see. Because these man compels us, man, to look beyond what's being put in front of us, because we caught up in the matrix. I gaze out and said, not about what we have in our pockets, what we have here and here. But how many have the heart, man, to separate yourself from the folk and the bullshit, and tell the truth regardless of who you are? Because I know for a fact, man, that when you know the truth, you got enemies.
Yes, sir.
You got enemies.
That's right.
When you know the truth, and when you're living in the truth, your circle of friends becomes less and less.
Thank you.
Many of us find ourselves being alone, man, because we say, who do we associate with? Who do I have dialogue with? Very few. Very few. We got a relatively large nation now, but there's very few I can have an intelligent dialogue with because of what I know and what I see and what I tell you. They run away from the point, right? It's crazy. But when you come out and the reality of the truth hits you, you say, man, I was right. Not evidence. You know, the people all the time, people are actually the same. Because it happened to me.
Thank you.
It's like a pandemic. Very few informed city coming and it's a damn shame because we're losing people. This country is getting sicker and sicker. World has to think about our survival. That's all I'm saying. Peace, man.
Peace and God's on earth. Peace will last 5% nation. Maybe that's up. For those who can hear me, say peace.
Peace.
My name is El bless you Allah for the Hollywood team. That's their style. Bedford Stuyvesant as known. I'm also the CEO and the founder of Hearts of Gold National Memorial. That's held first in 44 Park in the year 2004. Now we went to Tompkins Park, which is known as Herbert Von King Park. That's been there also. But there's a discrepancy, we had to move here and there. That's my brand. For now, I'm going to take this back to Mecca. That's where the knowledge of wisdom first found, where the plan was first found. That's where it came from. It's going back to Mecca. And I can move it anywhere I want, because understand, what I want to say is, wisdom culture, to me, meaning it's not unknown to me, because I'm not unknown. I know because I know the quality of both. It's two qualities. You know what I mean? One can do good, one can be bad. Not your social quality, that means that I'm with my brother. My brother don't have nothing, but I got it all. That's social quality. So if y'all don't have $25, you don't have $10, yo, but I got it. So I'm gonna give the social quality to him. But the other qualities of my father, he gave that to me. Let me have the foresight. I know how to see things, and I know how to go accordingly to things as it's presented to me. That's my quality. That's the greatest quality anybody can ever know. Greatest. Knowing and understanding our mathematics is very important. We also have to understand that knowledge and wisdom will understand it. Also, wisdom and knowledge will understand. What is the difference? Can anyone tell me? I'm going to bring it about the difference. One is positive and the other is negative. You can't put the positive on to a car battery and expect to go somewhere. You got to also put the negative on. Then you get the crank. That's positive and negative. Also, just within the universe, the 7 stages of the universe is positive, negative, gases, liquids, solid, time, and space. So anybody that knows the elements of that also has to deal with the physical composition of us being on the planet Earth, which is the place of energy, which is our mental, our physical, our emotions, our will, our realized system of how we control ourselves into infinity. Understand this mathematics. It's going to just represent the 7 letter of the alphabet being G. God, you why, represent oh God, you why. Why you God? Understand this mathematics. I know wisdom now before I know wisdom. Never do that. That's for another order. That's not what we got. And when you wisdom, guess what? You can bring about a bad culture. I don't know if many people got that, but I got it. They said wisdom and children. What I got, wisdom will bring about a bad culture. That's what being taught. Why do they mean by that? What is meant by that? Until I see it before my very eyes. It could do that. Because now it wasn't included. Understand this? We are, look at these seats right here. These are empty. Ghost seats. That's what I call it, ghost seats. This was all flooded at one time when I came up. I came in the year knowledge, God, power. Knowledge, God, power. That's 1975. 13 years old. Was it 14 I walked into the school and had me talking. That means, and right now, the time, I'm 61 years old. That means I came to a journey. I don't see this, I think so merciful. They say, oh, I hear you merciful. Yeah, I give you a chance or two. And after that, it's over. The mercifulness go out the window. My name is Born God. And I've been through it, through my supreme alphabets. I didn't get my name from those attributes. I didn't get my name from supreme mathematics. I took it through the alphabets and took my name. They said, El-Rahim. Your name sounds so much like a Muslim there. I had E-L, dash Rahim. I said, I'm going to change my name. I took the dash out. My name is not El-Rahim. My name is El-Rahim. Put it all together. Because I'm not going to change for nobody. The mathematics speaks for itself. And it being a living example, at any time that we go and dwell into the divines of life, we have to express that. We have to be seen. We have to be represented in a way where people treat us as being what? Unlike themselves. Not unlike ourselves. We have to be in tune with ourselves. For the details, Pastor Cole may come over here. That's my plan. You know what I mean? And that's what morning for all our brothers and sisters that return back to the essence. Peace to our great brother that returned. Lord, grace upon me. Food for thought. He always did that. I didn't have to give him a dime. And he gave that to me every time I said, yo, here. I tried to give him a dime, and he wouldn't accept it. That's called true brother. What's your love for him? And I always tell people, there's a difference between a parliament and a marriage. A marriage, a parliament is looking at right now, and earth. This is a parliament. One speaker, one for the now, one for the wisdom. You know what I mean? Or wisdom, why one for the now. We manifest it. You know what I mean? The marriage outside. That's social stuff. You outside, and who got the next plump? Who got the next drink? Y'all never even enter into here to see what's going on with your nation. That means you're not concerned. You're not concerned. Why you not in here? Why you couldn't stick still for 20 fucking minutes? Fuck my vocabulary. So why you couldn't sit still for 20 minutes? And this is what's going on with your nation. But even add on. That's beyond their ability. That's why. We are here. If we have something to say, we're going to say it, man. To the nation. Not just to a few people, but to the nation. And we got to fill these seats. The young God came up and built tremendously. Yo, that touched my heart. He said, oh, he's a learned young man. And he's adding on. We need more of that. For everybody outside. Where you ain't bring a child, a grandchild. Where you at least? You're not even here. So ain't no time for phoniness. God's gonna always have been and always will be. Your brother, Allah, he bless you. Hey.
Praise God.
Hey.
My name is Wise Law. Today's mathematics is wisdom, cultural freedom. Last time I spoke was in February, and I'm just going to pretty much reiterate because after nation business, everybody ran into the lunchroom for food. Anyway, I'm going to slowly reiterate. What I spoke about last time was the Constitution. The first 10 amendments of the Constitution is called the Bill of Rights. Now keep in mind, it did not apply to us because we're black, it was slavery. The one I wanted to focus on was the 4th degree in the Constitution, was to be from illegal searches and seizures. In other words, you cannot be walking down the street and just for no reason, without probable cause, the police roll up on you and start patting you down. And then I stated the landmark case of Mack versus Ohio. Any legal aid lawyer should be able to take you into court and argue that same point. Because they have no probable cause, even if I was carrying something, you had no probable cause in the first place to even touch me. Okay. Then I went to the 5th amendment, which is to be a right against self-incrimination. In other words, and then I stated the landmark case of Miranda versus Arizona. And in that case, the court found that they had no right to intimidate, to make that person tell on himself. That's why they give you that Miranda warning when you get arrested. It says you have a right to remain silent. If you give up that right to remain silent, anything you say can and will be held against you in court of law. You have a right to an attorney. You cannot afford an attorney, one will be given to you, and then they're going to ask you, will you talk to me? You say, no, I want a lawyer. Some people want to exercise their First Amendment right instead of their Fifth Amendment rights. In other words, they want to exercise their freedom of speech instead of keeping their damn mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, you're in the courtroom, and your lawyer's like, how do you shout? You know what I'm saying? And abbreviating what I said from February. But then I went on to speak about who knows what the 13th Amendment of the Constitution is. Who knows what the 13th Amendment is? Slavery, abolishment of slavery. Come on, somebody say it. Come on,
Commission of crime. When we return back to the plantation upon a commission of crime. That's right.
So, all right, I'm about to ask a question. I feel like the answer for me, because that's what every teacher needs to do. All right, anyway. Okay, that's briefly what I spoke about last time. Now, moving forward, if you find yourself in a correctional institution, you might want to do what's called a post-trial motion. What's the post-trial motion about? They call it appeal. Okay, if you appeal your case, it may take 4 years before it can be heard. You know, they did it already. So, and that gets appealed, and that goes to the appellate division of Brooklyn. That's where the appellate division is at. But how do you get your case heard faster? This is how you do it. It's called the 440 motion. One of them is the vacate sentence, the other one is the vacate judgment. Now, what happens, more than likely, after you plead guilty or go to trial, whatever, you find yourself in an institution. Now you need to, most people are going to get to the yard, get big, pump their iron, get your mind big, take your ass to the law library. Because those people there have been in that law library for years, and they know more than lawyers on the street. And they can prepare the 440 motion. One is the vacate judgment. It goes, what happens, the reason why it's fast tracked, because it doesn't go to the appellate division. It goes back to the judge that sentenced you, and back to the DA that sentenced you. One is the vacate judgment. In other words, you could, they could give you the judgment and let you go home. In other words, they got their conviction. And that's all they really wanted. That they said justice cannot be served by the person being here, especially if it's a non-violent crime. And the other one is the vacate sentence. That one, you're asking the judge to, cut me some slack, pretty much, and what happens is that people come home on time cuts. I don't know if you ever heard of anybody coming home on a time cut, but those are 440 motions. All right? Now, there are a lot of them are pro se. Because the judge, the lawyer you had during your trial or whatever, he gone. He don't even tell you about the 440 motion. He got his money out. All right, good luck to you. Hang in there. So that's why you go to the law library. Those law clerks are very smart in those institutions. Like I said, they've been there for years and years and years and years. They've been opening books and studying books. Maybe they did, or maybe they couldn't represent their own case, but maybe they can represent your case better. Those are the options that you have when you get convicted and you find yourself. Now, in New York, in the state of New York, they call 440 motions, 440-10, 440-20. Other states may have post-trial motions to that same effect. I don't know what Virginia calls theirs or whether North Carolina may call theirs, but in the state of New York, it's called 440 motions. Vacate judgment, vacate sentence. 440-10, 440-20. What?
330.
Vacate the judgment, vacate sentence. That's right, Bob. Anyway, those are ways to get your case heard. Like I said, it goes back to the judge that sentenced you. Don't go to the appellate courts and all that stuff. It's a fast track. You come home with time. Anyone that's in the facilities, tell them to go talk to their law library. That's what the law library clerks get paid for. You know what I'm saying? Maybe come home on a time cut. Maybe get the case thrown out faster and go through the appellate division. Peace.
To sharpen our souls, because be sham. I kept my mouth shut because I did not see this nation producing what the Lord left it to do. And I told my queen, and I told Lord Grateful Malik, Allah's daughters, Jamaica and Fatima, that I would come and speak on behalf of my life, who taught me in knowledge, born God born. And I kept my mouth quiet. All the gods that have been here for years know me. Allah Shasha, Freedom, Duma, Umala, Naji that just left. We see in the lesson, it says, who is the father said? The poor righteous teacher, right? But then it also say Muslims and Muslim sons. Muslim sons is Masons. Who was with the father? One of them. I forgot the name, Raji or something like that. So I come here today because my heart is grieving that my life left here by himself. He died in a house by himself. But he gave knowledge to so many brothers. The last time I saw him was in June, when we was at the coffin of his first seed. And he gave knowledge to Wazir off from Medina. And we was at the coffin together. And the God said, Supreme, we got to take care of our health because brothers are leaving. First, Powerful the Great, who was my student before I brought him to Malik. Then, Wise from Sukkah, and then the other Wise, just like Freedom alone, who you know is Papa Wu, when he opened up his mouth, the next day he went to the essence. There's many brothers that's been trying to wake this nation up for years, and they died trying. Look at this. I came to the Earth Appreciation Day. There was only probably building destroyed earths here. I came to the show pool. It looked like a desert. This is not what I gave birth to. This is not what I lived for. No, when I got by myself, this place was crowded. It was standing room. The lunchroom was crowded. Brothers was building, sharpening one another. They was teaching their earths. There was multiplying. Anything that does not grow dies. It's like the Dead Sea. Everything goes in, nothing comes out. Why are we still saying the same thing? Power, born years later, still saying the same stuff. We gotta do this, we gotta do that, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. But other nations building around us. The school on 125th Street, that school should have been built up a long time ago. The father didn't want that school to stay as a stump, as a fossil. It's called build and destroy. When you build something, it goes up. When you destroy something, it goes down. So the school has not been building, just be going around in circles for 59 years. And all nations around us are building and multiplying. And gods are building in different states. And I travel, I meet gods in different states. They're building. They got schools, they got businesses. But here in Mecca, the foundation, what do we have? The same thing, just speaking. So I kept quiet for culture, years, and said nothing but did the knowledge. When my lightning left, it hurt because he died alone. But if you just building, making sure you knew your mathematics. He didn't say when you don't know your math code, it will kill you. If you can't manifest with this flag, we're going to take your head off. No. The God was educating babies. He was like a father to me. The only father I knew. Because my old dad left at the age of understanding wisdom. And that was knowledge. And I come out of Tompkins projects. Wisdom, knowledge, wisdom building. Since God wisdom. And so I come here on behalf of Lord Bishop Marlene's family to let you know that the family needs you. Because when the God was alive, he went to everybody. He gave out information. He didn't charge for no food or thought. He just gave it out. If you needed some lessons, he made sure he gave you copies. He gave you lessons. I remember when we started the school in the league, and he taught us from different names. The year they was born, the year they died, who was their parents. Each one, he taught us. Why? Because he wanted us to not only to know our history of who we are as supreme and black men, the cream of the planet, the father of civilization and God of the universe, but make movements, make change, make a difference. So you don't have to say, I'm building. When you open up your mouth, your existence will prove it by the things you accomplish. This is the nation. A Muslim brother told me something, and I'm ending with this. When I was in Philadelphia, because I used to rap, and I was in Philadelphia in the born knowledge year, and he said something to me. He said, that father sent brothers. He said, I missed it. He said, because we in the nation of Islam, we get our 12 Jews first. Y'all go after the lessons. Y'all go after, memorize the 120 lessons. He said, but we go after our food, our clothing, and our shelter. He said, y'all stand on corners speaking mathematics and can't even pay your rent. Can't even take care of your babies, making babies and leave them. He said, we got our 12 Jews first. And it hit me. I said, wow. We were young scientists walking around like scientists like this. Really, we was walking around like that. Because we had the information. It said to make devil, one must first do. You start from the original. Been this day for culture years. I saw brothers make devils. When you kill a brother who's your ally, you're making the devil. When you sell drugs, you're making the devil. But yet we quote the lesson. We are not supposed to do the opposite of what the lesson tells us to do. We're supposed to be living examples so people don't have to even hear our wisdom to know about our knowledge. They'll see our understanding. Hey! It's been coaching years. Okay, I'm quiet. Pace. Hey!
Good, bro. Hey, you